which is the prosecution of retaliatory tariffs, creation of artificial famine, and economic sabotage. Anyone would like to speak to that? Okay, no one wants to speak on the retaliatory tariffs and criminalizing it. What, you appreciated the extra tax put on your food, Her Excellency Gina Lee?
Thank you, Your Royal Majesty. I just want to add that it provides a clear understanding for those seeking to do this type of harm on the people, because retaliatory tariffs will only harm the people of the nation by forcing people to have to pay more for a product, or for businesses to be forced to pay more, and in turn give that to the consumer. And so this gives a clear understanding for those flower bosses that decide to do retaliatory tariffs, to know what those penalties really are and how quickly they will be imposed upon them for committing these crimes against the people, because it is a crime against humanity, artificial creation of famine, and all the things that apply to it in a natural law court. So this is a fantastic royal decree to make them aware of what their actions will bring upon them. And thank you very much for that.
Okay, His Excellency Herbert, Her Excellency Deep Coming Soul, Her Excellency Darlene, and His Excellency Michael.
The tariffs tax is not well for economy under inflation, but according to the suppressed energies, we never understood how the global economy is being driven. Now we start to understand, learn to say, oh, they are middlemen, not own the product, but they own the manipulation of the prices. And then when we look back and then we check, oh, we've been promised that we'll go back to 1955 prices. Then how are we going to suppress that inflation of 1955, where we are in 2022? Becomes a key question to our mind's consciousness to say, how is possible? How is it going to be happening? How long would it take to go back to 1955 so that people can able to afford housing, can afford whatever their needs are in buying, not in taking freebies? Now, the tariffs, when they were introduced, they start opening our consciousness to say, oh, this country is the one who is causing the manipulation of prices. But when we go back and then we check the royal decree, our Royal Majesty crashed the tariffs. Then we start to ask, then where are we going in this global economy? Are we allowing them to carry on with manipulation? And our queen, it says, when you put the tariffs to your nations, you are suppressing, you don't love your citizens or your country citizens or sovereign people. Now, I was, I asked a lot of questions on my own to search for an answer, because I cannot question Royal Majesty why she says don't use tariffs against the people. Although is the people not manipulating the prices, but the people have to inherit benefit on that process in the global market. Then in that instance, I end up saying, oh, the answer is one. Our Queen, Her Royal Majesty, has gold-backed system to suppress the inflation. Where now in that gold-backed, we don't need tariffs. But to the fat economy, tariffs are needed and should be pushed against those who are globalists, who are collecting tax, but not producing, not benefiting their recipients. I thank you for that.
You're welcome. Yes, inflation is created when a country prints money and produces less. Okay, who's next? His Excellency Michael.
Thank you, everyone. I just dropped out there. My Wi-Fi is experiencing some problems, but I just wanted to add the maintenance and national sovereignty to maintain the sovereignty of the Kingdom of Canada and prevent foreign powers from imposing their will on the Kingdom of Canada, and restoration of balance in the economy to prevent the artificial creation of famine, which can have devastating effects on Canadian nationals in the Kingdom of Canada. So thank you so much, Your Majesty, for this royal decree.
You're welcome. Well, I'm glad, Your Excellency Herbert, you were able to, with all your questions, you were able to answer the question, very important question regarding how Her Royal Majesty will take the pricing back to 1955 using the gold standard. Thank you. Her Excellency Darlene.
I also wanted to mention, and I would like to thank Her Royal Majesty, Queen Romana Didulo, for this royal decree, for actually accelerating the disclosure of the deep state cabal and the oppressors, the colonizers, the invaders, because this is the cash cow. The retaliatory tariffs were a cash cow, and that went to the National Treasury. That was the only place that benefited. So it really disclosed to the we the people that they were not there for the we the people. They were there for themselves. So thank you, Your Majesty.
You're welcome. Okay, Her Excellency Deep Coming Soul and Her Excellency Sally Wong. Okay.
Benevolent leaders do not apply retaliatory tariffs because they end up hurting their own people. And also, as you place retaliatory tariffs on other countries, you are not encouraging cooperation, but you are actually breaking down those other countries wanting to do business with you. So
Correct.
it defeats the purpose of cooperation and trust in dealing with other countries.
Okay. Next, Her Excellency Sally Wong.
Well, it seems tariffs has really done its job in that countries don't want to be doing business with other countries. And that's actually maybe a good thing. Isn't that called sovereignty? Sovereignty? We're getting closer to sovereignty. And tariffs, they're going to be people who are going to do retaliatory tariffs. There's a prosecution law here. And the people who are doing this are the politicians. So there's a law against it. They can't be playing politics anymore. It's not like doing like something on the news, telling people, you know, they're going to do this. And no, they can't do that anymore. There's a law against that. Because what they're doing, they're just doing it for show. Like they have to do something to act like they're working so hard in politics. But this is going to put a stop to it because, like what's been said, tariffs are a tax, and it's when you examine it closely, it's creating famine, and that's a crime against humanity.
Yes, and it's also destroying the economy of the kingdom because it's making everything more expensive and further harms the we the people that are already struggling financially. Okay, anyone else would like to speak to that? Okay, okay. Excellency Herbert, did you have your hand up or were you just scratching your head there with a pen? Where did it go? Okay. All right.
The Royal Majesty sees all.
So next we have, okay, we're going to go to